Okay, it says looking pretty good. Um, I've noticed you've got some keyframes on here. I'm just going to say edit, delete all by type channels to get rid of keyframes, and then edit, delete all by type history to get rid of any history. Um, let's just take a look at the texture. This bump is looking kind of weird on the shirt. It's a bit much. Is that a bump map, or is that you've painted that into the texture? Let's take a look in Hypershade. What's going on there? Oh, normal. Let me just unplug that. Yeah, I think that's a bit much. And yeah, it just looks kind of odd. What you might do is just lower the bump depth here. Quite, oops, not to negative. Yeah, just so it's a little more subtle like that. I think that'll look a lot better. And I was thinking the eyebrows looked kind of just big and bold. I think it's a couple things. I think one of it is, I think unless they're dyed, people's eyebrows don't usually look that bright red. They also are kind of big. But then the other thing I was thinking about was just the head proportions in general, where like this should be like the middle of the eyes is like it should be the middle of the head. So if where's this cube I've just made? What's up with? Oh, okay, sorry, I just had to reset my move tool. Just putting that in the middle. So if that's like centered on the eye, and then I kind of scale this up. So really, I mean, I guess it's not way off, but like the top of the forehead should be about there. So if I were to kind of get a lattice, like deform lattice, and then right mouse click lattice point, and then take these and pull them up, maybe to like around here or so. And this could be longer too, actually. Like, I might. Oh, it doesn't want to give me more divisions after I change it, unfortunately. So something like that, and then maybe, well, that's kind of affecting the ear a bit much, but it's a little bit more mass on the back of the head. Let's see what we think of that. Let's just delete history on this, Alt-Shift-D to get rid of that lattice. I'll delete that. I don't know. Does that do much for you? Maybe if there was more forehead in that, this was like a bit flatter too. It kind of slopes back somewhat steeply, I think, for the forehead. I think if that was a little flatter and taller, I don't know if that helped at all. But anyways, then you just might try to scale them down a little bit. Yeah, I think the texture looks pretty good. I think you could have a little bit more color variation going on in the skin. It's a bit even. For example, maybe the back of her arms and hands are different from the forearm, and the palm tends to be a different color than the back of the hand. Um, and then again, maybe some color variation on the legs. The knees might, subtle, but just enough so that right now it just looks like a solid color. It doesn't look like, a painted texture. And looking at that, it pretty much looks like a solid color. Yeah, the boots are looking good. I saw you had some trouble with it, but I think they came out all right. So yeah, overall, I think it's good. I just think there's a few things you could improve, and just generally, I think maybe have a play with the head proportions.